What was that?
I went down and I saw your bike, but you weren't there.
Ah, let me explain. I got here way early, so I went down to see the beach.
Oh.
And took some pictures. And then on the way back, I thought, well, I'm still early, so I went round the block a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm here now. Sorry. We were both early today.
Yeah. So we'll run to the pigs.
Hang on. We could do that. We could run to the pigs. Sounds like a plan. I just want to unplug my
I got a new
headphones.
job.
You got a new job?
Yeah.
What is it? At
Big,
Lowe's?
Big Wheel Burger.
Big Wheel Burger.
Lowe's never phoned me back, but
They never called you back?
we built Big Wheel Burgers. They were so impressed. They were like, we'll make it work. Like, you can have as many days, many hours you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you get the job? Did you have a job counselor that found you the work, or did you...
A job coach.
A job coach. Okay.
Job finder.
So you want to go to the pigs today, eh?
Yeah. Well, because I got a new job, would you be able to pay for coffee? And then I'll pay for next time?
Yeah. Yeah. I could do that.
Once I get my paycheck.
Yeah. What I might do, seeing as it's so warm, I might leave my sweater on the bike now. That's why I didn't start running right away. It's a little bit overdressed, don't you think?
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't sure. Last time I came here, I froze to death. It was raining and windy.
You got 2 undercoats on.
Yeah, I got 2 layers on. Anyway, let me just put my sweater on the bike. Nobody's going to steal the sweater. That's for sure. And the other thing is, if they see a sweater just hanging on the bike, they'll think, oh, he must be just around here.
They won't be like, oh, sweater, wow, I can sell it.
It's worth $4 in the turnabout in the Salvation Army store.
Yeah.
Do you want me to keep track of our run with my tracking app? Or doesn't it bother you?
No, you can do it if you want.
Keep track?
Hmm.
All right.
Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
It's getting flat.
I don't think so. I fixed the tube. It was leaking, and now it should be good. Anyway. Yeah. I was listening to a very interesting program about archaeology, about there's this ancient village in Turkey where they've got people back to, I don't know, 10,000 years or something in the past.
Aztecs?
No, in Turkey. In Turkey. These are old Syrian or Turkish people.
I bet it wasn't called Turkey back then, though.
No. So we're going to take it easy, because if we're going to the pigs, that's going to be 4 kilometers each way, pretty much. All right, let's go.
Do you remember, was it before Christ, this thing that you saw?
Yep.
10,000 before Christ?
Well, if you think about BC and AD, before Christ and after Christ, we're in the year 2018, which means that we're 2,000 years since Christ, and this was 10,000 years ago.
Oh,
so we're 8,000 years before Christ.
Because there's a movie called 10,000 BC that had mammoths and saber-tooths in it.
Just after the time of the
Ice Age?
Yep. That would be it. Not the dinosaurs, but the Ice Age. A lot of people get them mixed up.
Yeah.
I've got my change purse, which is jangling. But that's the money I'm going to use to buy the coffee. So no zebra. Maybe they put the zebra at the back. Hello. So how is Sabrina?
She's trying to get better.
Good. It's improvement. That's the main thing. With the weather getting nicer, I think she'll cheer up a bit.
She was, I think she was really good 2 months ago, but then they changed her meds again, and now she went back down a little bit.
Yeah, and besides the winter lasted a little too long for a lot of people. They got depressed. But it's always raining. But days like today, you might start complaining that it's too hot. It's too sunny. It's too nice. We might have the light. Yep, we got the light.
I'm hoping she'll get better soon.
Any news on you moving?
Nope.
No. And where is this burger place that you work?
It's in Saanich.
Okay, so which way do you have to go? Can you walk there?
It's across the street from the Saanich police station. That little plaza there.
What do you mean? Downtown or into town?
Kind of near downtown, but no, Quadra.
Oh, I see. That's the place they used to call Gateway Village, I think, before it became uptown. Tucked in behind. Isn't that near where you used to do the car washing?
Yeah.
Aha. So that's near Swan Lake.
Yep.
You got the Belches. Well, it was really nice on the beach, I tell you. Going down Walima all the way to the bottom. And then you get to the end, and there's steps that take you onto the beach. With the driftwood and everything.
Did Indoor come?
No,
She couldn't make it?
not really. She doesn't travel well. She stays in charge of the backyard. That's her domain. So we're going a little slower today than usual. Because you're hoping to get to see the pigs.
And it's not raining, so.
Just as long as you don't get too hot. So, Norma did the same as you did.
What?
She fell on her wrist,
Well,
smashed her wrist. They put her in a cast.
oh, man.
Yeah,
Same like me.
exactly. Her one is purple.
Mine was purple too.
Was it?
Yeah,
I thought yours was green.
mine was purple.
Wow. I bet the same technician did her one that did yours. You probably had the same specialist, the doctor in charge. Did you have to go to the Jubilee, or was it the General?
This is Jubilee.
Jubilee, that's where she went. So it probably was the same people. Anyway, they said that she'd fractured her wrist and that there were lots of little bones that needed to reattach.
How did she fall on it?
She was playing pickleball.
What's that?
It's like indoor tennis.
Oh, you mean squash?
Similar, yeah. And she slipped on the floor going for a shot and fell on her wrist. Anyway, so the worst thing for her now is that she can't drive because the wrist stops her fingers from moving. It's like she can't hold the steering wheel.
I could have. I mean, my fingers are still moving.
Yeah, I know, but she takes these things very seriously. You know how some people are with the law.
Yeah.
They say they strongly advise that you don't try and drive until they remove the cast. But, you know, I'm sure there are people who don't even listen. They're out there driving. I saw one guy step out of a car once with a cast on his leg, and he was the driver. Can you imagine trying to drive a car safely with one leg in a cast? I mean, that has to be illegal. I bet if they'd seen him, they would have given him a ticket. Do you know what the ticket would have been for?
Violation?
Some sort of violation, yeah.
Of safety?
Yeah. Driving without due care.
Safety violation?
Yeah. He was putting other people at risk by not being able to control his vehicle.
Did we pass the annoying tree?
Yeah, we did. We passed the creeping tree.
I call it the annoying tree.
The annoying. Yeah, it never stays still.
The rest of the tree. I don't know what's the names for it.
Yeah, well, that's what I could call this episode. I could call it The Annoying Tree.
Or the creeping tree.
The creeping tree.
That sounds better.
Yeah. Yeah, because we always call it the creeping tree. Well, I'm glad I brought my camera today. Firstly, for the beach, and secondly, when we get to the pigs, I can take pictures of the pigs. I slowed down a bit for you. I was getting carried away. I think when you moved here to this address, the first run we did was to the pigs. Yeah.
And that was when I haven't been running for ages since the squam hole.
Yeah, that's right. But you did skip last week. Remember you emailed me and said that you're too busy the day before?
Yeah.
You wanted to catch up on your video games.
I think Carlos would be proud to see too.
Yeah. He would say, "Attaboy, a man after my own heart." If you go up this street, you end up at Elk Lake. Straight up there. Takes you to Elk Lake.
He's playing the Simpsons game.
Oh yeah. Do you have a character or do you have an avatar?
Every character.
So you could play as Homer or you could play as Bart?
Yeah, I think C2 might have played it.
He might. Anyway, Zaren's still working at Money Mart. They kept him on. at the end of the tax season, where they get really busy, they kept him on afterwards because they got rid of a lot of their casual. But because he's learned his job, they kept him on because he could do a lot more work for them because he's got the experience.
He went to Royal Roads University.
Yep, that's right. He did a business course there, I believe. I almost forgot about that. Hello. I just heard that cyclist behind me. That's why I said hello, just so that he knew I'd heard him. Is this where we saw that left guy?
I think so, yeah.
Just a place just like this. But we were on our bikes then. But I think we were coming out to see the pigs then as well. It's no other reason for coming this far. It's annoying that my keys and my change is making a rattling sound.
Damn those loonies and toonies.
Well, that's it. I was thinking of putting the keys on the bike, but that would be silly. Because if somebody did go through the bags, they would find the key and be able to steal the bike. Because the only thing I have in there now are some empty beer bottles.
What did you think of when I was running on the cruise ship you were like, oh, this is way too windy.
Yeah. Well, I think you were recording with your phone. Oh, no, with your iPad.
With this way, I guess.
Yeah, the arm swing.
Yeah. I guess instead of the microphone downwards.
Well, no, you can't really get away from that.
No?
You have to put some kind of sock on it to cover it. But with an iPad, you probably wouldn't fit in a sock. You could put it inside a toque, a woolly hat, and hold it like that. And that would stop the wind noise. That would be really quite effective.
That day I should have drank water before.
Yeah. But you did stop and talk to some guy.
Oh, no. He was running or walking.
Okay.
And I just stopped a little bit. Not much.
Chatted with him. So we haven't been this far in quite a while.
It was like, I was saying on the creek that there was two young people. They were doing intervals. They were stopping and then running like quite fast.
Yeah.
And then they would stop again. And I'd be like, yeah, I'll still be here by the time you finish. But
Well, they might have just been doing half an hour of 3 minutes running, 1 minute walking.
yeah,
That kind of thing. Yeah. My friend Joseph had a bad experience at Boston.
Austin.
Yeah, he went to do the marathon. Remember you met him?
Did I?
Yeah.
Where was he?
He was in that coffee shop.
Oh, was it gray hair?
Nope. Nope.
Oh, he was dark skinned.
The little guy, yeah, with the glasses.
Oh.
That was Joseph. Well, it still is him.
What happened?
He was going really well to the halfway, and then the cold and the wind and the rain got to him, and he cramped up. Couldn't run the last bit. Had to walk it and run it. You know, that's what reminded me when you said intervals. He spent 1 hour and 40 minutes to run half a kilometer. Then he spent 2 hours and 20 minutes to walk the last half.
Oh no.
Yeah. So he ended up about an hour slower than he wanted to be. But he was hurting. He was hurting bad. Once we clear these trees, we'll be able to see the pigs almost. There'll just be that one big field. You okay still?
Yep.
Good. Because I can see an opening now. Yep, through the trees. You see how light it is?
Now I'm excited.
That's where we stop. When we get to that last batch of trees, that'll be on the far side of the big field.
Have you talked to Wiley? Or what's his name? Wiley?
Rob. Coach Rob. No, I haven't. Did he go to baseball practice?
No, that's a sky. That's not picked.
Oh. That's roughly where the pigs are.
Does he go to softball? Yep. He goes just to watch.
Okay. Because he has a friend called Sheena. I think Sheena plays, and I think Shannon plays.
Shannon and Sheena does. Shannon's in the wheelchair.
She has a walker.
Yeah. And Shannon just watches
She watches.
with Rob Wiley.
Yeah. I'm glad I left my sweater on my bike. Do you want to walk for a little bit? No?
I don't do Robbie. Well, I'm trying not to. I'm trying to get back into it.
You're trying to get back your fitness?
I'm gonna have to talk to my work and tell them I need. I don't know how I'm gonna work that out with my work.
See, now I can see the top of the pigs. You see that roof?
Yeah.
That's where they are. You're going to have to ask for Thursdays off so we can keep our regular date.
Or I could say I can start at 1 instead.
No, that wouldn't be a good idea.
No?
No. Just ask them for Thursday off.
Why is that though?
Because you'll be tired. And then you'll be thinking, oh, I don't want to run today because I got to work later. And you'll be using that as an excuse. You know what I mean? So keep Thursday as a day off. And the reason Thursday is good is because they probably need you Friday, Saturday, Sunday when it's busy. Thursday's the last day when it's sort of quiet.
I have to think about 3 more days.
Why?
Oh, yes.
They're giving you 3 days off?
No, I'm thinking of 3 days of running.
Oh, I see. Well, the other days could be when you go to baseball practice, go early, and I'll meet you and we could run around the golf course.
That could be a day.
So that's Tuesday. Tuesday, Thursday, and then you have to do one by yourself, at least. Because I do Monday with Graham. I could do Tuesday with you,
And
Thursday with you, and then I'm off the rest of the week. So then if you wanted to run with me at the weekend, you'd have to come to Golden Head.
on Monday.
No, Saturday or Sunday.
Oh, I'd be probably working.
Oh, that's true. Monday is me and Graham.
I'd have to go to your house at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Well, that would mean you'd have to leave your place at 6.
Oh.
Because you know there's less buses on the weekend. Especially Cordova Bay. It's pretty quiet there.
One day it's a 32, when I'd have to get up at 6 for the 32.
And then you could get to Royal Oak Exchange and catch the 39.
And then I'd have to... Oh, 39?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do that, but the 39 doesn't run that often.
The other thing is, you could always fix up your bike and cycle 2 days. You could even cycle into work. That would be good training. Yep, that would take you about 35 minutes each way. When we get to the pigs, I'm going to stop the app, because otherwise it's going to look as if we didn't run, because we're going to spend a few minutes with the pigs. I'll just pause it. Well, we're so close now, it'd be crazy not to go all the way.
Oh, let's go back.
That would be like running most of a marathon, and when you get to the last mile you say, that's too far, I'll go back. Hello. And run all the way back. Double the distance. Once you pass the halfway mark, there's no point going back, because it's going to be shorter. If you pass the halfway, going back would just be longer. You see, if the pigs were 3 kilometers from your house, which is about what they are, you could run 1.5 kilometers and head back, and then you would do the same. You would do 3. Or you could run all the way there and then run back, and you do 6. All right, so this is Derek and Carlos running to see the pigs, and we'll be running back for coffee in a few minutes. But first we're going to take some pictures of the pigs. There they are, and the chickens.
Oh my God, it's a jackals.
I like that.
What are you doing here?
They're back. All right, I've paused it now. Now we can catch our breath.
They've really gone big.
They've got big, haven't they? They survived another trip to the abattoir.
One has a boar thing.
He's got a tusk,
Yeah.
like a wild boar.
I didn't think pigs did that.
Yeah, well,
I thought it was only boars. And
I think when they get old, the old males do that. But I thought they were all females, these pigs. That one definitely is a female. We'll have to get him to stand up to find out if he... Oh, chicken just pecked at your shoe there.
oh, you like Cloud too, eh?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
They think we're feeding them, that's why they're coming over.
Oh. Well, he really likes Cloud.
He likes the taste of your shoes.
Yeah, I know. It's good shoes, eh?
Great shoes.
Except they're not working that much right now anymore.
No. I went into Front Runners at Cedar Hill Crossroad where you bought your other shoes. And the manageress is still there.
Oh, I try to go back and he keeps coming forward.
Well, I think they think you've got food on your shoes. Maybe that's what it is.
Nope. Now he's given up.
He's given up. Now where are
Nope,
those?
he's back.
He's back? I think it's a she, actually. I think most of the hens that you see are she's. They're she hens. They lay the eggs. And there's the old... that's the medium-sized pig in the hut. And these are the big sleepers. That might be an electric fence.
Why do they put leaves and stuff?
I guess they would eat them eventually if they got hungry enough. It's like they're the trimmings from the garden they're putting down there. Yeah, I don't know why it zoomed in just then. But there you go, that's the proper focal length. And those are the other pigs. I must have had my finger on the zoom button. And there's this guy here.
More hens. They have more hens in backup.
Yep. They probably have goats as well, but I haven't seen them. They don't let the goats out because the goats would just escape.
What would this be called? Grain-fed?
No, these would be called just organic, free-range pigs and chickens. Free-range.
Wonder what tastes better.
Well, I would imagine free-range chickens would taste better, but they might be a little tougher.
So I don't even want to know what a large would be.
Probably $2.50 for a large. I think they use the $2 for convenience. You know, they think, well, if they're not going to leave a tip, we might as well charge them $2.
Yeah.
And then, because it's only basically we're charging $1.50 and 50 cents tip for every cup we sell.
Because it's basically a restaurant where restaurants have tips, so they charge more.
Yeah. They don't have a pricing structure for just one coffee kind of thing.
No.
What happened to your hand there? It looks like you got a blister from baseball or something.
Yeah, I got a blister and then I just made it more wider.
Oh, yeah. There's a nice magnolia tree. You see that pink tree? A magnolia.
Is that a magnolia?
Yep, that's a species of magnolia.
Where does it come from?
Japan. Originally they were grown in Japan just for the color. I don't think they have any fruit or nuts or anything. It's not like you get magnolia seeds. You probably do, but they're not any of any value to anyone.
Would it be able to grow a tree?
If you took the seed, yeah, if it had been pollinated.
What's that?
Well, I guess for the birds, for the bees to get inside the flower for the nectar, and then they brush the pollen, and then the seed becomes a viable seed that will grow into a plant. It's like chicken eggs. Unless they're fertilized, they won't turn into chickens. There has to be a chicken around, a rooster around, for the chickens to grow out of the egg.
Oh, that's still hot.
Yeah.
Yikes. They didn't have the to-go cups that go on there.
The lids?
Yeah, usually they do. And they're not even that busy to not pay attention.
Because, you know, we represent maybe 0.5% of their business. The person who just comes in for a coffee to go is like that's the basic, the minimum kind of order that people would make. I mean, it's called a tea room, And there's also, look, there's a bathroom over there. I just saw that guy, the cyclist, come out of the bathroom there. Well, it's a nice time of the year because everything is beginning to grow again. All the flowers and the trees and the magnolia. I got a picture of you when you used to live up there with Bev.
Oh, yeah.
Walking past the magnolia tree. I think you were heavier then. I think you were fatter then.
Yeah, probably.
You've lost a bit of weight, which is good. It's going to help you with your baseball running. And you ran well today. So that was good. Well done. Kudos to you. I probably have a Wi-Fi signal where we are here. Yep. The big shore open.
That guy has the box named Cheer Pat, and he's running along smiling.
He's living the job. Yeah.
Big Wheel Burger. Yep, they make good burgers.
Mm-hmm.
I tried one. It's pretty good. And they're less fat too. The one on Cook Street though is really fattening, so that store's obviously doing something not right, or unless they change the whole. Now they probably changed something about it.
You know, I can smell hazelnut. Is that a hazelnut coffee?
Yeah.
Yeah, you must have topped it up from the. You couldn't wait for the real one, so you just took whatever they had. Somebody was telling me, I think Norma was telling me that they're coming out with a product which is a mixture of wine and beer mixed in the same drink. I mean, that ruins two good things.
Yeah.
Why spoil two good things for one bad thing?
It's like swamp water.
Yeah, it's like, well, I remember in was it the one about the guy who was a delivery driver for UPS? What was the name of that show on TV?
Doug, Kings of Queens.
Yeah. Well, he had an idea of coming out with beer with caffeine, like a mixture between coffee and beer. Or was that The Simpsons?
That might have been The Simpsons.
It's not in the Simpsons.
Yeah.
It could be Doug, though.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing he would have occurred to him.
Exactly. Oh, there's a barber shop there. I had no idea.
Yeah, and a spa. You see, this would be a place if you wanted to get a fancy job. Come and work in one of these shops here.
I wonder if they would charge just $10 for a buzz cut. I'd give them.
They wouldn't charge you that. They would charge you more. They would say minimum 25. We're stylists. We're hairstylists. We're not barbers.
Because I went to one of the haircut places in Mayfair Mall, and I asked them how much for a buzz cut. $20. And I was like, okay, no.
Well, basically, all that says is that they don't want to stop taking a break for less than $20. If you want me to stop resting, you better pay me $20. That's the minimum amount that I will stop just sitting around and do something.
They do have to make money, so I guess they should be charging cheaper because they're.
Look at that. There's two planes. They're flying a bit close. Maybe they're going to have a dogfight.
They'd have to. They should be charging cheaper if they're trying to make money, though.
Well, it's all depends on what they can get away with. That's what I'm always saying. Shops will charge exactly what they can get away with. If they're surrounded by rich people, they'll charge you more.
That looked like World War II planes.
They did, didn't they? They might have been, making a film or something, a movie.
Looked like Crosshairs. Or Corsairs.
Corsairs, yeah.
My favorite plane ever.
Yeah. So it's just those girls, they can't all fit on the same bench.
What are you eating, Linda? Oh, you're just getting ready for Italy.
Yeah. Well, it's good to see, you know what? It's good to see so many active seniors. These women are busy with their exercises. They're all cycled here, didn't they? Look,
You say it's good to see you?
yeah, it's good to see such active seniors.
Oh, I thought you said good to see you.
No, good to see you. Nice to see you too. That's normally the first thing you say to somebody, but not after you've run with them for 20 minutes or 40 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like you run for half an hour and then you say, hello, Derek.
And that's what I thought you said to me, and I'm like, what? You just saw me.
Anyway.
I looked at you and I'm like, what?
What's he talking about?
Toying around. That's a good name for it, toy shop.
Yeah, toying around.
It would show that. No, it won't show it because I shut it off. But I've ridden 13 miles today.
Wow. So you started this morning at 4,600,
Yeah.
and now you're done
And
4,613.
I still have 5 bars up, which is
5 bars of electric.
yeah, full charge. A 48 volt lithium ion and a 750 motor.
Yeah.
You can't get a 750 motor in Canada. You're restricted to 500.
Oh,
But I bought this in the U.S.
So does your charge last longer than your partner's charge?
Oh, she goes a lot farther than I do.
She weighs less.
Yeah, she's 100 pounds lighter than me.
Yeah, that's the difference, you see. They both have identical bikes. They travel a lot at the same time, but he uses up more electric because he's bigger. He's heavier.
100 pounds.
It makes a difference. It's like when
But
running.
I have a reserve battery here.
Ah,
Like, we're going out to Sydney today,
very good.
so I thought I'd better bring my reserve battery along. But I can tell you, I swear by this bike.
It means you get out a lot more as well.
Oh, they're tough bikes. You go so much farther, so much faster.
Anyway,
And you got the combination here, 5 pedal assists. You have a throttle.
and you have the regular gears of the derailleur at the
Yeah,
back.
I have 7 Shimano's.
7. And if you run out of power completely, you just have to pedal.
So you just have to pedal.
Yeah.
That's not so bad.
No, that's not so bad.
But they're a heavy bike, no doubt about it. But these are tough bikes.
My bike isn't quite as heavy as that, but I know what you mean.
Yeah. Oh, they're so much
On the
fun.
flat, it's easy to pedal, but on the hills, a heavy bike kills you.
Not with a motor.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
I would have bought it right off him then. Here's a garbage can for your cup.
Oh, that's what they charge $150 for a refill when the refill costs almost as much as buying a brand new